In many circles of Christianity, there's a strong loyalty to the old King James Version. And what the MEV has attempted to do is to stay loyal to the spirit of that tradition. What the MEV brings to the table is a loyalty to the spirit, the poetry and the beauty of the King James, yet updating the language so that modern audiences can understand it better. My hope for the MEV is that this faithful translation be made available to modern Bible readers who are loyal to the old King James Version, but have had a hard time understanding the way it's interpreted and understanding the language and the idioms of the King James. The MEV is a formal correspondence translation, which means it's a word-for-word translation from the Greek and Hebrew into the modern English. Also at times, the MEV updates some of the archaic idioms that are found in the King James Version for modern readers so that they'll have an easier time understanding what these idioms mean. I'll give you an example. In Mark chapter 2, verse 18 and 19, the people asked Jesus why his disciples do not fast like the Pharisees do. The original Greek used in Jesus' response was literally, "Can the sons of the wedding hall fast when the bridegroom is with them?" The King James translates this idiom into English as the children of the bride chamber. Now, the idiom children of the bride chamber makes little sense to us today in our modern English speaking. But the MEV translates this wedding guests, which is much more easy to understand for a modern audience. So when these types of idiomatic interpretations are made in the modern English version, they are placed in italics, and oftentimes there's a footnote placed at the bottom of the text so that the reader will know how the King James rendered that text. So this serves as an example of how the King James has been updated for modern readers, making the MEV a translation for everyone.
You know, Solomon said of making books there is no end, and sometimes it feels that way with translations of Scripture. There are just so many out there, but imagine my delight when Charisma House showed to me a brand new translation that captures the beauty of the historic King James Version, while in the same time modernizing words that can appeal to my children and even to grandchildren all over the world. The beauty of this version is that it preserves not only the cadence of the King James, but is true to the message of Holy Scripture. And the modernization that is taking place is on words that can provide relevant meaning to a new generation without altering doctrinal sacred truth.
Not only is the English language changing, but the culture is changing, and we need a translation that the ordinary person on the street will understand. The Bible didn't intend that you had to be a PhD in order to understand the Bible. It was intended for the ordinary person. And so as the culture changes and as the language changes, you'll find even the updates like the new King James Bible is already out of date, even in 30 years or so. So that we do need to have translations that are suited to the people that we're trying to reach and minister to. And that is something that is one of the reasons why I wanted to be involved.